Hello everybody, welcome back. We have another Blade VOD review today. I believe this is Plat 1, and this is going to be live coaching. So what are we working on today?
Uh, yeah, so I basically just picked up Blade, and I've been enjoying him, and I want to work on making sure I'm standing in the right place, shooting or focusing the right people, and making sure that I'm not wasting my ult, essentially.
All you need to do is capture
Perfect.
the mission area. Got it?
Every spell cast has its price.
I'm glad Blade got buffed, and he seems useful again.
Yeah, it basically got a rework.
Right, because a bunch of stuff got swapped around, right?
Yeah, so when you have your gun out and you dash, you'll do a 40% slow, and then when you pull your blade out during the blood mode, that's when you do the anti-heal.
That makes sense.
On the move again. As good as new.
I got you covered.
First music catches. The war is finally over.
Okay, so I did notice something. I can tell you're trying to peel for the BP, right? So we're looking around and we're trying to be helpful. While we're doing that though, we're not shooting anything else. So we have way less ult charge than we probably could have, which is important. And then the next thing is we don't really want to chase a BP or like a Spidey or anything like that. What you want to do in order to peel is just stand next to the supports and like keep doing what you're doing, and then you want to react to when the BP comes in, because like you're not really going to be able to chase him around. The other way you can do it is you can stand where BP likes to attack from, which is not really clear on this map. That's much better on a payload map, because like, you know, he could come from up there or over here. On a payload map it's much more straightforward, but just be aware of like down.
Gotcha. With the rework, they also removed one of the pellets from his gun. And so now anything above like 20 meters, he's doing no damage at all, just about. I didn't know if that affects where you want me to stand.
Yeah, you can still at least do some chip damage and scoot farther forward, but that is going to make things more difficult.
Okay.
So now, when you said that, are you trying to shoot at BP to peel or shoot at frontline?
Shoot at frontline.
Okay.
Like if I stood where the supports were and tried to shoot where Strange and everybody is back here, or not Strange, Magneto and stuff, I'm not able to anti, but also I'm not able to do. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. Okay, so positioning is going to be map dependent then.
Thanks for the shield.
Anyone willing to help?
Reach the Vishanti's power. Triumphant.
Double KO!
Should've learned to use that sword better, old man.
Capture progress has passed the halfway point. That's 3!
Oh, got out.
As good as new.
Yeah, his mobility is kind of crazy, and then of course blocking will decrease the dash cooldown.
Right.
One shot. 1,000 gods! Us against the world.
Nice.
Shields up!
So I did that so I could charge safely.
Yeah.
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 Didn't work out.
I think the better thing to do is to just do it to the side. Because if you're to the side, you can use the third person camera to see what you're dashing into. Whereas we see up here, you kind of lose sight of everything.
I thought about that. I thought also that instead, after the ult is over, I should have dashed up onto the stairs to go
Yeah.
back around.
Yeah, up
See,
here,
right
because
here,
there's
I
also
coulda
a
dashed
health
up.
pack.
Exactly. That's kind of what I wanted to do after thinking about it. Because you lose so much like mobility. I'll keep that in mind. That's a good point.
So, with a character's ult like Blade, it puts you in a bad spot. So you either need to plan like you're already thinking of like, okay, I'm gonna be in a bad spot. How do I make the most of it? How do I get out? Right. So I'm gonna use it right here. I'm gonna dash out. I'm gonna get my health pack, and I'm gonna keep going. That's kind of similar to how like full-on dive tanks play. So like Angela, you'll see she'll fly in, then she just keeps going through to the other side to find safety and like alternative. That's one way to do it. The other way to do it is to actually like ult from this side, because then you end up with your team.
Through to your team. Yeah.
Yeah. So I'm not sure if you've incorporated that yet.
I have. Yep, I did that today. Basically came right from behind the supports, and our Psylocke actually ulted right at the same spot in the same time, so it worked out.
Okay.
And then I was safe.
They've almost got it.
Churro is saying to always be in vamp mode when you ult. I have heard
Yes.
about that, so you get the extra lifesteal from it.
Yes, I have, and that was kind of what I was getting at it when I said that before the video started. Is there's mechanic things that I've started doing since then, and yeah, I've made sure that I'm always in vampiric mode before I ult.
Okay. All right, so our Punisher died. We still have Ultron, Ella, Strange. That's 3v1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 3v5. So when we get here, it'll be a 4v5. Still have the point. We traded. Now it's less. Now we've lost the point. Our Ultron's dead, but we got the Jeff. So what are you thinking here? Got the cloak to fade. We have nobody on point.
I'm trying to think of, or trying to remember what I was thinking here. I didn't realize so many people were dead, I think. Because after I was done fighting the cloak, I looked up to see who was alive and who was dead, and realized that I need to be kind of working my way getting out.
Nice. Which it looks like that's exactly what you did, which is good. We do have to be careful though, because if Mag at any point right-clicked you, there's a good chance you die. I think Blade has really good survivability, 350 health and all that stuff. So
if he looks at me, I had my shield and I think I had 2 dashes.
Yeah.
If I remember correctly.
So it's not as vital as other characters. Glad that it is something that, like, as you climb higher up, you
get punished for out of position faster.
I'm trying to think of like the exact phrase I'm trying to use. But pretty much.
Tremble before fast. Us against the world. 1,000 gods!
You've captured more than half of the missionary.
That's something that can kill through portals?
What it does obviously is it antis, and it's a 60% anti-heal.
Right.
So if your team, I think this was a wasted ult. Oh wait, no, I had Ultron there. If me and him started focusing close, we could have, I think. And that's something that I've learned since this video.
Okay. Yeah. Because I definitely would not have ulted there. I think it's something else you need to keep in mind with Blade is like that anti and the extra damage and everything. It only works in the right scenario as far as the map goes. Like right here, they can kind of just like walk to the side. You're not going to be taking the damage. You still get antied, but it's not as good. Versus like in here, it's a lot harder because now we're like trapped.
Also, what I and I don't think I was thinking about this at this time, but what I have also learned is when you ult, you apply basically the more stacks of lifesteal. So I'm actually able to survive better in a 2v1 situation until my team gets back, like that.
So it's good for stalling. That's definitely true. Do you think it was worth it to stall in this scenario?
No, because
Why
we didn't
not?
have possession of the point. So unless I could kill both of them or get them off point, it was not worth being there.
Yeah.
I was basically just feeding ult charge, essentially.
Pretty much. So I feel like we're trying to brawl a lot and we're not really seeing what's going on. We have a Deadpool. What is that? Tank Deadpool? Yeah, we have Tank Deadpool attacking our Ultron. And then we have a BP on our back line. We're solo tank. So when it comes to this, if we're going to talk about like target priority, we have to... Blade doesn't have a you do this thing because Blade does it all. As far as my understanding. He can peel, he can frontline, he can brawl, he can dive. So you have to pick what you're going to do based off what your team can't do. So you only have one tank, but is a very good frontline tank. And we have triple DPS, but out of the DPS, you're the best at peeling. So that would put you at frontline to peel scenario, and then you bounce back and forth in between those. Is that something that you've really kind of thought about of like how Blade fits into teams yet?
I have not, and that is definitely something that I would like to work on. I didn't know that's what I needed to ask or to learn, so that'll be helpful to start thinking about like what characters, like what my team comp needs from me.
Yeah, that's just the nature of Blade being like a jack of all trades, where it's like, okay, I have two strong frontline tanks. Like, I don't need to be on the front line. I have somebody else who's healing or something. I don't need to be back there, so I can dive, or vice versa, and we just swap it as we go. And then from there, like, then you can get your easy value versus a character like Hela. I'm gonna stand in the back and I'm gonna snipe.
You're doing better than they are. We'll have to keep fighting until we have a winner.
What are you aiming at? We need help.
This time that
Open season.
So yeah, I mean, those are more like micro mistakes that I'm not gonna go over too much because you've already said that you've like, gotten better at things like that, and that stuff like that comes out over time. Okay, so we have our team comp has changed slightly, so let's readjust. What do you think you should do based on your team comp?
Looking at it now, Mr. Fantastic's good at peel. Punisher's got kind of like the poke, like long range. Depending on whether Strange is getting bullied on the front, or if I can go off to the side, like side angles, and dive their supports is probably what I should be looking at.
To be easy.
Perfect. Yeah. I think another thing to keep in mind is Fantastic is kind of in a similar situation as Blade. So I would add to that like Fantastic should be the one peeling, but sometimes they don't. So if you're on the front line and then you see Fantastic with you, it's like, oh, he's not back there. I should get back there.
Back in the game.
Yeah.
But
So
good
it's
thought
just going to
process.
depends on how he's playing. If he's like, yeah, basically just look and see what he's doing.
Wait, am I streaming on Discord? Maybe here. That way you don't have to watch and listen to everything. I'm so sorry.
I've muted you on Twitch.
Okay.
But yeah, this will be
A lot
less
faster.
delay.
Sorry about that.
No, you're good.
So how do we feel about Blade's ult as an opener?
Meaning, like, what do you mean?
So we came out and we're just kind of poking, right? Kind of poking for a while. So a high level concept that I'm sure you've heard me talk about is you use your semi lackluster ult in order to force out a much better ult, right? So you'll this is something you can do with like tank and DPS ults. You're like, well, let's see. Jeff ulted already. So if I go kill the cloak or I force out her ult, that would be really good for my team. Now I haven't played much Blade specifically, so I don't know how supports are going to react if they're going to counter with a support ult.
In Plat, they definitely counter.
Okay. So
I have done that accidentally a couple times.
Okay, so if that's available to you, that's also another thing that you can limit test when you first start a ranked game. It's like, oh, I got my first ult. I know Cloak probably has her ult. I'm going to see if I can force it out. And then if you see like, oh, this Cloak is actually really disciplined, they're saving it for something bigger, then you can switch to, I'm going to use it for getting a kill, for an area denial, for, you know, stalling or whatever else. But it is something that, like, if you can get that value, that alone can win you so many games.
Okay.
The other thing to keep in mind is, like, even if you don't get a support ult out, there's also just being an engagement tool of like, okay, I forced the enemy team to react. Now they're going to split left and right. And that's going to cause a little bit of confusion, take some pressures off my tanks. My tanks can now push up a little bit, and then our team can like close the gap. And then again, that's a limit test thing of like, I did it, my team didn't walk forward and I just wasted it, versus I did it, my team pushed forward and we got some value.
I have started using it as like an area denial as well. Just like, okay, I don't want you to stand here.
Good. Yeah, it's really good for that.
Looks like the mission area is yours.
Okay. You guys are up one. Punisher ult. Angle. Local. Mantis ult. Okay, you guys are up. Okay, we should be W King now. Nice. You know how to track a cloak through Fade?
I've started doing that now.
Perfect. Okay, knowing what you know now, what do you think? Good or bad ult?
We're down one. So we had already won the fight, basically. So it was not worth it.
Basically, if you think you can win the fight without your ult, then don't use it. Now, granted, Blade gets his ult pretty fast still, right? Unless that was changed with the rework.
No,
So you can be...
You don't get it as fast with your gun, but you get it faster with your swords. So you get it pretty quick if you're brawling.
Definitely let it rip a bit more often than like other characters like Punisher or something, but good awareness. You get the point.
We captured the mission area.
Okay, did we see something?
As good as
No.
All right, so this is where like killer instinct comes in of just like I'm going to go make a play. So we see that our Strange is hovering above and he has his ult. To me, I'm thinking like it's go time. I need to make this happen quick, right? Because what's gonna happen is instead we're gonna wait. We're gonna be back here. He's gonna ult, and we're not gonna be able to capitalize on it. And here we are.
Okay.
By the time we get in, they're already out.
Yeah. And that's, I think, a lot more of my inexperience with melee characters too.
Fair, yeah.
Not being in position ready for go time, because with Punisher or Hawkeye, you're kind of always ready for go time.
Right, because you could just stand right here and headshot him.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, exactly. So, okay, I'll definitely start working on that as well.
Yeah.
Because
Now-
Blade's my like first like main melee character that I'm learning.
Yeah, you've been playing Namor, Punisher, Hawkeyes, all very pokey backline type characters. Namor kind of.
I poke with Namor.
Whenever, yeah.
I get Iron Man's a lot.
Whenever you are playing these like up close characters, like we gotta take advantage of stuff like this. Oh,
That
this
would have
is
been a good
juicy.
spot to use my ult if I'd have had it, not wasted it earlier.
And so that's another thing you can also be thinking of. Now we saw this, and this is actually be a reaction, right? Because I was like, oh man, what did we see? Oh, they're Strange. Oh, it's time to go in. I have my ult. Let's react to it. There's also another level even higher of like communicating with Strange and be like, hey, I'm saving my ult for your ult. And now we're talking. He drops in, gets 3. I ult at the exact same time, and people just explode. Right? That's way less common on the ranked ladder, but the higher you go, the more that is what is required to actually get kills with stuff like that. So, I guess be
During
thinking
this
and
whole-
aware of that. Go
So
ahead.
during this whole time, I have been like I communicate whenever I anti somebody. So I have been trying to work on communication mid fight. But I need to be paying attention to my teammates' ults a little bit more.
We've used 2 ults. They didn't use any. That puts us in a situation of like, okay, they have 2 support ults. I need to make a play early if I can. Oh, good. Finish her some more charge.
As good as new.
Just trying to give him some more life on his turret.
Open season.
Your team's capture progress has passed the halfway point.
Okay, so we've seen now some pretty good examples of your reading being not the peeling type of read. So with that in mind, we should probably play a little farther back unless it's go time.
Okay.
Does Blade do percentage damage on tanks? Like percentage damage health-wise?
I don't believe so.
I don't think so either. He can melt squishies, right? No percentage damage.
Your team's capture progress.
Yeah, he does the same all the way across. A lot of times what I'm doing while I'm like swinging my sword on tanks is honestly just keeping my 10 stacks
Right, right.
Against the world.
until I see somebody out of position,
Okay.
and then I go for them.
Gotcha. And we're seeing that now. You swapped over to the Gambit, and then you saw the cloak. You swapped over to the cloak. Now we back up to respect the Phoenix ult. We're gonna try to stall. Nice. I like that. It's not mine.
I've always walked
Bet.
the line between the living and undead.
Yeah, so I'm almost AFKing while I'm like hitting
Thanks to the
swords
shield.
like on tanks, just looking around the battlefield, looking for somebody that I can swap to, just to keep those stacks up.
I think that's a good way to start. What's going to hopefully naturally develop, and if it doesn't naturally, we have to think about it, keep it in mind, is you'll start recognizing patterns as you're doing that of like, okay, I've been hitting on a tank, and I'm either going to react to seeing healing bullets coming in and healing the tank in the direction and go there, or see the pattern of like, okay, normally when a tank is here, there's usually a support in roughly this area, and you can kind of use that to speed up the time between attacking a tank and then getting on the people.
I gotcha.
Help, friends.
It's something to identify like really early in the game as well. Okay, this is where enemy supports like to stand.
Slice and dice. That was too close.
Yeah, I missed. Wait, that was my team.
You captured more than half of the mission area.
Oh,
Going.
you have a I need healing bound?
Say that again.
Do you have the
Yes.
I need healing
Yes.
thing? Okay.
Yes.
You captured more than half.
Pressing it right there definitely gonna help.
Also, not swapping out of vampire mode, I would have continued to get healed.
Slice and dice.
Okay, alright.
Yeah, so that's a little extra macro stuff. Again.
Yeah.
Chin up.
As good as new. Open season. I was born late.
Nice, nice, okay.
Glory is almost yours. A little help, please.
She's cold steel.
I just bullied this this poor cloak for the next like 5 minutes. It felt like.
So you're new with melee characters. Something that I'm seeing is you're holding W this whole time.
Okay.
This whole fight, you're holding W.
Slice and dice.
Chin up.
You need to be able to keep people in front of you while still attacking them.
Back in the game.
Glory is almost yours.
You'll notice right here, look how much work you have to do. You walked from right here. She's in front of you, right? Now you're back here. We walk all the way past her, and now we have to turn right. And then again, we walk past her and we have to turn right. And we have to chase and like go in circles. So be careful of like just W keying. I do want you to keep moving, but it's better if you can to move like left. Hang on. Move like
Side to
left
side.
and right and forward,
Strafe.
back, and like keep them in front of you as best as you can.
So basically,
that's-
it's like you strafe aim with poke characters.
Yeah.
Just strafe aim with melee characters. Just it's a lot closer. Okay.
Yep, yeah. Because just W keying like this, you're gonna hurt your wrist. And like, you're doing less damage than you could be.
Makes sense.
Please don't ult. Please don't ult.
I don't think I do.
Nice. Okay, good. So now we have our ult to open with, right? And they
can't remember if I
use
opened with
Gambit
it.
ult.
Got it.
Not bad.
There you go. You shoot him away, and now we just go back. Good stuff. Here's another concept we could have used. Potentially, I might have even ulted here. But it's kind of up in the air. So they're engaging with an ult right now. And so they have a big advantage because they have an ult going and we don't. I feel like Blade's ult is kind of one of those that you can do this with where you're like, oh, you guys have an ult going. Maybe we'll have an ult going too. Right? And so when Rogue is ulting here, she's pushing into your team. And her team's going to rotate around this way. So you could use your ult as area denial. Like right through here. You say, all right. And that can help your mag like hold the area.
Okay.
Be wary of it. It's not always going to work. But it's kind of like if you've heard of like a momentum ult, it's kind of like that.
Okay.
That probably would have given your team a fighting chance, and I would have won the point.
Yeah, I think I ult here too.
Oh no.
But I got a cloak ult for some reason.
Got the cloak ult, yeah. We'll take it, but we're not gonna count on
Yeah.
it.
Baby. Open
Mm-mm.
season.
No.
Anyone willing to help?
Cloak ulted for nothing. They really did.
Doing this my way. Open season.
Nice. Oh, get out. Oh, my lights out. More W key. Fuck.
You've captured more than half of the mission area. Keep going. Control lost.
No time for a fade or go. We still got work to do. Back in the cave.
Should have re-engaged.
Ambit dies. Cloak dies. Big advantage. We're W key. Alright, he did. Alright, so I'm sure you've heard by now the concept of the line, right? Was that a yes?
Yes.
Okay. So where would the line be here?
I would assume that doorway.
I would put it here.
Okay.
Normally the doorway, sure, but we are up a ton. So like here. Because once we get into
Okay.
this territory, our supports can't heal us and their supports can heal them. So we just overstepped just by a slight amount, and then we get punished pretty quickly for it.
Yeah.
And then now, oh, so we already got punished for it, and we had to use.
Maybe do it again.
We had mag bubble, invis is helping, gambits. He probably would have bridge boosted you, but he didn't have any fun. And then we just go right back for it. Now, I actually wouldn't mind you playing like this in this exact scenario if you also have a Hulk standing here. And you're like, all right, let's go, right? So that's part of just like reading your team. If you have Hulk, Fantastic, and Blade, and we're all like, yeah, we're going to fight here. Like, then I'll go in. But we don't. So, yeah.
Yeah.
Open season. Takes a lot more than that to put me down.
Invis is down. Uh-oh. Damn it, ult, but we didn't get it. Cloak ult.
This is kind
here's
of
a-
a funny interaction.
Before we get to that, here's another like quick concept for you of like, okay, we're at 80% right now. It'd be really nice to have our ult for another like momentum slowdown ult, like keep people out of it. The best way to do that is to just pick the biggest person on screen and get your ult really quick. Usually it's a tank who's just like up in your face. But, like because realistically you're not going to kill anybody anyway because they're all in the cloak ult. So you might as well just get your damage.
And that's not going to charge Cloak's ult either.
Yeah. Oh, you actually kill her.
Yeah.
All right,
Punisher
fair
ult.
enough. I assume you know how to. Yeah, you know how to charge it. I don't mind that.
Control lost.
Back in the game.
Where's your mag?
Right there to the left.
Back in the game. Just who Gambit was looking for. Gambit never falls!
I'd be wary of stepping in front of your solo tank.
Okay.
And not just from like, oh, like if a mag is here, obviously they have to get through mag before they get to you, right? The other thing is where your tank plays is going to dictate where your supports are, right? You're way up here and your mag is back here. That means your supports are way farther back here. Something to keep in mind.
Clearly you needed some help.
Gambit never falls!
They've almost got it.
We don't have enough time to actually back up in case of support ult.
Yeah.
The stakes. The stakes just think.
Oh, we lose our invis early. Oh no.
You'll have to keep fighting until you're
Unfortunate.
the winner.
Portal? Not a chance. Okay. Yeah, I mean, overall, like, just finding how you fit best into your team is going to kind of give you a direction of, like, what I can probably be doing to get value for my team. And then we went over a lot of, like, micro and little tips. Do you have any questions? Do you have any, like, thoughts on Anything specifically?
No, no, that's helped a lot. Helped me kind of better think about Blade's ult, how and when to use it. And it makes a lot of sense looking at my team to basically figure out where my jack of all trades fits.
Nice. Nice.
Yeah, so
Perfect.
that's very, very, very helpful. And then I also need to work on like you said, the killer instinct, kind of like knowing when my team is trying to make a play.
Mm-hmm.
So I'll look out for that.
You're at that level now, and you have multiple characters under your belt that we have to start working with a team and figuring out how we do that versus like working on ourselves and getting up to that level. So, yeah. So thanks for the VOD. Thanks for coming in.
Yeah, thank you so much.
Of course. All right. I'll talk to you later, everyone.
See you.
All right. That's going to do it for this VOD. Thank you guys so much for watching. Take care. God bless. I'll catch you in the next one. Bye.